Thank you so much, dear participants, for joining today's session. We will be waiting 2 more minutes to start the session. I apologize for the delay. We were facing some technical issue. So no worries, all sorted. We'll be starting in next 2 minutes. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to the session today. Thank you.
Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session, and I would love to give you all a very warm welcome. Please give me a minute so I can share my screen and we can start with today's session. Please bear with me. I'm sharing my screen, and here we go. I hope you all can see my screen here. And again, I would love to give you all a very warm welcome to our series, a continuation of our AI in Enterprise series. And the name is GSTC Certified Learning AI that delivers unlocking business value with Enterprise Copilots, with a theme that is transforming enterprise performance with AI-powered copilots. My name is Preetham. I'll be here as moderator. Feel free to use the chat box in case if you have any questions or concern. I'm very happy to assist you all. And what excites this series most that we do have this incredible AI experts will be joining us to share their insights on this series. So please do join us from 16 to 28 March 2026 with the same time slot that you have joined right now, which is 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So please do join us. You can use the same link that you have used today to join today's session for the rest of the sessions. So before I could hand over the mic to a speaker, would love to quickly introduce our hosting organization, GSDC. We known as Global Skill Development Council. We're vendor agnostic, vendor neutral, a globally recognized certification body, and we are accredited by ABICB. Also, we do have 100-plus certification portfolio with us. We have certified more than 250,000 professionals worldwide. We have 500-plus subject matter experts. Those are the industry experts. They work with us closely to help us with our exams, programs, and all the deliverables. Also, we are associated with 1,000-plus multinational corporates, 500 Fortune companies, and 50-plus universities across the globe. So as I mentioned that we do have 100 plus authorized training partners. So I'm very proud to inform you all. We do have authorized training partner across all the regions. So big thanks to all our training partners and those who have joined us through our training partner channel. In case if you're looking for any training program for yourself, feel free to reach out to our training partners to have an inquiry about it. And I'll be sharing all the contact details shortly in the chat box. A special thanks to our official media partner, World Press Hub. They cover all our events and press releases. So a quick introduction to GSTC AI Studio. This is the platform where we are providing 100 plus live sessions on AI, which is led by global experts on monthly basis, where you'll be getting 4 daily sessions, which is 45 minutes of live impactful sessions. And this is the platform where you'll be learning from the AI leaders around the globe. And also you can apply all the concept that you have learned in that particular session along with the hands-on learning. And in case if you have any questions or doubts, that will be resolved instantly with the help of our subject matter experts. Also, this training is aligned with the industry standards for the job ready skills. How you can access to GSTC AI Studio. So to understand that, kindly reach out to our learning advisors. You will find their contact details shortly in the chat box. So, our current certification portfolio, which is specifically designed for all the professionals who want to upskill themselves or who are looking to stay industry relevant in this AI era. And in case if you want to know more about this certification program, kindly reach out to our learning advisors for more information. As you can see, we do have certification program that covers in different domains: learning and development, HR, generative AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor, implementer, project management and PMO, agile DevOps, SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and so on. So kindly reach out to a learning advisor, or you can visit our website www.gstcouncil.org for more information and to check other offerings that GSTC has for all of you. What all benefits you'll be getting with this certification program? You will be getting a lifelong membership. With that, you'll be getting certificate upgrade. You'll be having free access to all our workshop, boot camps, and guess what? You'll be having free access to all our exclusive learning program. With that, you'll be getting implementation resources, speaker invites, and newsletter. A lot of benefits, right? If you want to understand more about these benefits, kindly reach out to our learning advisors. They're always there to help you and provide the detailed information on this certification program, or you can visit our website for the more information. So without any further delay, it's like my true honor to welcome our today's speaker, Vaishali Vinay. She'll be taking us through one of the important topic, that is Enterprise Copilot AI skill, measuring trust, quality, and impact in production AI system. I would love to tell you all more about Vaishali here. Vaishali Vinay is a senior data applied scientist at Microsoft, specializing in the design skills AI system with over a decade of experience in applied AI and cybersecurity. She focuses on building scalable detection frameworks, measuring AI system reliability in real-world deployments, and engineering trust into production copilot and agentic architectures. She holds multiple patent and publications in AI-driven security analytics and has delivered invited talks at AI and cybersecurity forums. Her work has influenced enterprise AI strategy and operational decision making at scale. So thank you so much everyone for joining, and Vishali for joining us today to share your insight. We are really excited for today's session. Now you can have the hander of the virtual mic. Thank you.
Hi, Pritam. Thanks for having me here. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me know once you all see it. Pritam, can you see my screen? Okay. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. And thank you all for being here. Today, I want to talk about a challenge many organizations are starting to face as AI systems move from experiments into production. Over the past few years, we have seen a rapid rise of enterprise copilots, systems that assist analysts, developers, and business teams by analyzing large volumes of data and generating insights. But once these systems reach production, organizations start asking very important questions. In this talk, I will walk you through the challenges of evaluating enterprise AI systems, share a practical framework for measuring trust and quality, and discuss the lessons learned from deploying these systems at scale. If you look across industries today, AI copilots are rapidly becoming part of our everyday workflows. Security analysts use them to investigate alerts. Developers use them to generate code. Business teams use them to analyze reports and documents. These systems promise automation, decision support, and improved productivity. But as the organizations deploy them more broadly, a new challenge emerges. Running AI systems reliably in productions turns out to be a harder problem than building them. And that brings us to our core question. Let's imagine an engineer troubleshooting a production issue. They ask an AI assistant, what could be the cause of this service failure? And then the AI gives a structured answer. Like it could be configuration errors, it could be network connectivity problem, and the recommendation is to restart the service. The explanation looks reasonable to the user, and the engineer follows suggestion to restart the service. And which takes an X minutes of time. But what he finds out, or what he or she finds out, is restarting the service didn't really fix the problem. So, what was the actual issue? The actual issue or the root cause was a database failure, and solving which took additional Y minutes of time. The AI wasn't malicious, it wasn't even completely wrong in this case. It simply gave a plausible answer that wasn't correct for this situation. This is why evaluating AI systems become so critical. And when organizations start relying on AI systems, three important questions quickly emerges. Can we trust these systems in production? How do we measure their quality? And perhaps most important, what impact do they actually deliver? These questions might sound simple, but answering them is surprisingly difficult. And the reason for that is AI systems behave very differently from traditional software. Let's try to understand the difference between traditional softwares and the AI systems, and why the evaluations of traditional software is different from the evaluation of the AI systems. So traditionally, evaluating software has been relatively straightforward. You give you give the system an input, the code executes, and you get a predictable output. So testing is easy because you already know what the correct answer is. And then you can compare those two responses, your response versus the system's response, and then you can find out whether the system is working good or not. But AI systems are different because they involve LLM reasoning. These models are probabilistic in nature, which means the same question might produce a slightly different answer each time. This is the flexibility that makes AI very powerful. But it also makes the evaluations significantly more complicated. To give you an example, let's imagine a traditional software system that calculates text. If you input the same numbers, you will always get the same result in the traditional software. Now imagine asking this one question to AI assistant, explain the root cause of this outage, our previous example. One response might focus on infrastructure, another response might focus on configuration errors. Both the response may look reasonable, but they may lead engineers toward different actions. This is the fundamental difference between traditional softwares and AI systems. In many enterprise tasks, there isn't one correct answer. It is possible that multiple answers, even though they are different, they are correct. To give you an illustration, imagine asking an AI assistant, to summarize a security incident. Again, one answer might focus on technical details, one might focus on the business impact. Both the answers technically are correct, but they are not equally useful to the user, which creates a challenge. How do we determine which response is better? And this becomes even more complicated because in the real world, we don't have a golden data set which we can refer to compare the AI response against it. AI systems also introduce new kinds of failure modes. For example, they hallucinate information and, in fact, confidently generating facts that are not actually correct. Other times, they can miss important information, and sometimes they produce answers that are technically correct but practically useless. For example, AI system might produce a perfectly accurate explanation of a problem, but if it takes an analyst 10 minutes to understand it, it hasn't actually helped them to complete their job. So evaluation, I guess it's very clear that it becomes more complex. Okay, I can take you through some scenarios which can help you understand the LLM failure modes. So first scenario is documentation hallucination. So let's imagine there is a user who asks an AI assistant which internal document explains this security control. The system confidently responds with a document title that sounds completely legitimate. But when you search for the document, it doesn't really exist. And that is called hallucination, where the AI is coming up with responses which doesn't really exist either in their databases or else, depending on the context, whatever is given to the AI system, that information doesn't exist in their context. Second scenario is about incorrect troubleshooting steps. An AI assistant can recommend restarting a service that actually controls production traffic. And if an engineer follows that advice blindly, it can cause real downtime. Third scenario, I guess my mistake here. So third scenario is about partial reasoning. Sometimes the AI response is not correct, but incomplete. Is not, it can be partially correct, but if it is incomplete, it's still going to take users time to figure out the rest of the reasoning. So it gives the correct answer, but can miss a critical information, and this makes the problem feel real in the real world. And what this means in production, these issues become even more important when AI systems operate in production environment. In demos, errors are minor inconveniences, we can ignore them. In production systems, incorrect AI outputs can lead to incorrect recommendations, flawed decisions, or operational risks. In some environments, particularly the high-risk environments such as cybersecurity, healthcare, or finance, these risks become even more significant. So organizations quickly realize something very important. Deploying AI system or deploying AI models, it's not just about building them. It's about ensuring those systems behave reliably in the real world environments. And that brings to our next challenge. So when organizations try to evaluate these systems, they run into several difficulties. And today, yes, enterprises are struggling to evaluate AI systems. Let's understand why. So one of the first challenges is that AI quality is multidimensional. So it's not enough to ask whether an answer or AI response is technically correct. We also need to consider multiple other metrics like usefulness, safety, actionability, completeness, and there can be n number of more metrics based on the use case. So a response can be correct but not helpful, helpful but risky, or safe but incomplete. Let me give you an example. Imagine asking an AI assistant, what is the root cause of this system outage? We will follow the same example that we have been following so far. So AI might produce an answer that is technically correct, but what if that answer is 3 paragraphs long and full of jargons? So the response might be correct, but it is not helpful. So now imagine another scenario where the response is shorter and easier to understand, but misses an important detail. So which one is better? The longer one or the shorter one? This is why evaluating AI systems is not just about correctness. We also need to think about its usefulness, trust, and the real impact. So, building on that, it's not enough to ask whether a response is technically correct. So, if you look at the table on my screen right now, there are multiple scenarios about how the AI response might look like and what would be the result or consequence of it. So, a response can be technically correct, but if it is long, the analyst is going to ignore it. They might invest some time looking into it, but mostly the investigation or the analysis is going to be done by the analyst up to some extent. It can be short but incomplete, and if it is short and if the user doesn't know it is incomplete, they might argue, or they might say that the AI has given me the answer, it was easy to understand, and it follows that. So basically, the analyst has misjudged the severity, and the triage or the response might not be completely accurate might not be complete in a sense. It can be the case when the response of AI system is accurate, but it is unsafe. And when I unsafe, that means it can expose sensitive data of the users. Neither of these conditions are acceptable. So that is why we need to include multiple other forms of metrics while evaluating AI systems, not just the accuracy or not just the correctness. We will look at those multiple metrics in a bit. Another challenge is that human evaluations does not scale. In early deployments, organizations often rely on human reviewers. So these are the times when experts manually review the AI outputs and then rate them. But this approach can quickly become unsustainable. For instance, imagine evaluating thousands or even millions of AI responses every day. It's not humanly possible. So human reviewers are valuable, but they cannot evaluate every AI output. And as AI adoption grows, the volume of generated responses increases exponentially. Organizations need automated ways to evaluate the system behavior. But then there is another complication. Production AI systems evolve constantly. That means models are updated, prompts can change, Data sources evolve, which means evaluations cannot be just one-time activity. It's not something you do once, it's something you must monitor over time. Some organizations rely on user feedback to detect the problems, to understand when the fine-tuning is required, to understand when they should chime in, when the human experts should chime in. But feedback is mostly sparse in the real world and it can mislead us. For example, users can give positive feedback because the AI response sounds confident. In some cases, users might simply move on when the system procedures are incorrect, which means organizations need more proactive evaluation methods. So this brings us to our core question. If we want to evaluate the enterprise AI systems effectively, what should we measure? So based on the challenges that we have discussed so far, we can think about AI evaluation across four key dimensions: response quality, operational usefulness, safety and trust, and the real business impact. Let's walk through these one by one. So the first dimension is response quality. This is the most obvious question. So is the AI output factually correct? This is the basic form of metrics that most of the organizations, I wouldn't say all, but most of the organizations, most of the users adopt. So for illustration, suppose an employee asks an AI assistant, what is our company's data retention policy? And if the AI incorrectly states that the data should be retained for 90 days instead of 30 days, it is not a minor mistake. It can lead to compliance violations. So the correctness is a fundamental requirement for any of the system, be it a traditional software or AI system. These are the basic indicators of whether the AI is producing meaningful answer. But as we discussed, the accuracy or the response correctness alone, it is not enough in case of AI systems. The second dimension is operational usefulness. So if the answer is correct, even in those scenarios, we must be asking questions like, does the AI actually help users accomplish their task? Does it reduce investigation time or improve decisions or simplify complex workflows? For example, imagine a security analyst investigating an incident. The AI assistant explains the alert with a long theoretical description of the attack techniques. Technically correct. But what the analyst really need is what happened, how serious it is, and what actions should be taken. And if the AI response doesn't support these three questions, doesn't support the analyst's decisions to take next steps of actions, it is not operationally useful. The third dimension is trust and safety. This dimension particularly focus on whether the system behaves responsibly. Does it avoid hallucination? Does it respect the privacy constraints? Does it produce the safe and appropriate outputs? Example, imagine asking an AI assistant to summarize a customer support case. Now, if the system, along with the summary of the support case, if it exposes the sensitive data of that customer, that becomes a trust and safety issue. Even a highly accurate system can fail if the users cannot trust how it handles information. And trust becomes even more complicated or even more critical when AI systems influence the important decisions. The final dimension is business impact, which focuses on, does the AI system actually improve the outcomes? Does it improve the productivity? Does it enhance the decision quality? Does it reduce the operational effort? Because ultimately, organizations deploy these AI systems for value, and those values are not just novelty. Those should be measurable outcomes. So, for example, if a customer support AI assistant is able to reduce their response time from 10 minutes to 2 minutes, that's the value. A security copilot might help to reduce the investigation time of the security analyst by 30%. That is the value. These improvements translates into measurable values, and that's the ultimate uh, key, what determines whether the AI systems succeed in enterprises. And when we combine all these four dimensions, we get a more comprehensive way to evaluate any of the AI systems. Just for a recap, here are the four dimensions on my screen. Okay, moving on. One more important principle is that evaluations must be continuous. Evaluating AI systems once during development is not enough, during demo is not enough. AI systems can behave differently once they're deployed. As these are probabilistic models and might generate a different output every time. Models can also get updated and data can also evolve. And suddenly the behavior that you validated during demo, during testing, might no longer hold in production. So, for example, when we go to production, thousands of the users start hitting these AI systems on a continuous basis. The context window adds to the AI system and it can generate different answers, it can hallucinate, it can omit some information. The responses will be non-deterministic, and it will not be the failures. In traditional software, one of the more easiness situation is the failures can be replicated. So in production, if something failed, in dev, if it is replicated and the user can still start from that replicated behavior and try to find out the issue and the root cause. But in AI systems, because the issue might not be easily replicable, that is also another challenge. And because of this, organizations are increasingly building automated evaluation pipelines. So instead of relying only on manual testing, responses generated by AI systems are automatically now analyzed. These systems may check things like factual correctness, hallucination risks, policy violation, unsafe outputs. I also want to add that there isn't complete autonomy yet. Yes, more and more organizations are trying to use the AI in a way to even evaluate the AI response, but human experts are still there, and we will see those scenarios in a bit. Um, just for an illustration, AI system, if an AI system generates a response recommending a configuration change, an evaluation might verify whether the recommendation aligns with the known documentation or the best practices. This is the kind of evaluations that's happening or can happen in organizations today. And these allow organizations to continuously evaluate thousands or even millions of responses automatically. Even with automation, periodic human reviews are still required, they are still important. For example, the scenarios where a newer model might generate more detailed response, but those responses may become more speculative. Periodic evaluation helps teams detect these shifts before they become the operational issues. You can say many organizations now run scheduled evaluation jobs that periodically sample production responses and assess them against quality metrics using our human experts, using the automated AI systems. Another important capability is integrating evaluations with production telemetry. So AI systems generate large amounts of interaction data. For example, user queries, response times, follow-up prompts, etc. These signals can reveal where the AI systems struggle. For example, if a user repeatedly re-asks the same question to the AI system, it may indicate the first response was incomplete. If the user frequently added AI-generated outputs, it may indicate quality issues. So, by analyzing the real logs of the user about how they are working or how they are using these AI responses, organizations can continuously improve the system. This is one of the way, but yeah, not a foolproof. I would add that. Moving on, monitoring provides visibility into how AI systems behave in real environments. So, evaluating periodically it's useful, but the monitoring should be there always continuously. So, organizations, how the monitoring should be done. So, it's not just about if the job is successfully executing or getting failed, it's also about tracking their performance metrics, detect failure patterns, and understand how users interact with the system. These insights help maintain reliability as AI systems evolve. Monitoring AI system is similar in a way to monitoring distributed systems. So, for example, organizations can track response quality time, hallucination rates, task completion success, and over time the patterns begin to emerge. We can identify where the system performs well and where it fails. All right. So once organizations start operating these AI systems at scale, there are several lessons we have learned from deploying these systems into production. And these lessons highlight what worked for us, and what didn't. Our first lesson, and the most important lesson, is that when deploying AI system, hallucinations are inevitable. So generative AI models are designed to produce the most plausible response based on the patterns they have learned. But that doesn't mean every generated statement is guaranteed to be correct. So, for example, imagine we ask an AI assistant, what are the top 3 research papers published in 2023 on a particular topic? The system might return 3 papers, titles that sound completely legitimate. The authors might look real. The titles sound academic. But when you try to search for these papers, you may quickly realize either all or one of those uh, papers don't really exist. So these models generated them because they looked plausible. Note, I would also say that it doesn't mean you will get hallucination in every response you generate. So let's think about chain of thoughts, right? So if you are talking to an AI assistant over a long chain of session, there can be some responses which are hallucinated. And in enterprise environments, these kinds of hallucinations can become problematic. One more thing I want to highlight here is that hallucination doesn't mean the system is wrong, or it's not necessarily a sign of a broken system and that it shouldn't be used. These are a natural byproduct of how the generative models work. The key challenge is not about, you know, these are hallucinating and we should not be using it. It shouldn't be the answer. The key challenge is detecting and managing these systems more effectively. So, One more lesson that the organizations have quickly learned is that AI evaluations cannot be a one-time activity. The response, because once we go into production, the context window of these AI systems increases. Their response might be accurate but not complete, but not effective but not useful. Any of those situations can arise, and that's why without the continuous monitoring, these kind of behaviors can go unnoticed. Perhaps the most surprising lesson is that accuracy alone does not guarantee usefulness. A model might achieve 90% accuracy in offline testing, but if a user still need to double check each and every answer, the productivity gains easily disappear. Okay, moving on to the next lesson. So in practice, the best evaluation approaches combine human expertise with automated systems, wherein the humans are, because the humans are excellent at judging the context and nuances, but they cannot scale. Their limitation is about scalability, and the AI systems can complete that or can fill that gap. So these AI systems can analyze thousands of the responses quickly. And when we combine the power of two systems, human experts with our AI systems, we get the best results. One of the most important lessons we have learned is transparency builds trust. So users today, they don't just want the answers. They want to understand why AI has produced that answer. So imagine an AI assistant recommending that an alert should be classified as higher severity. And if the system simply says this alert is high severity, user might hesitate to act on it. But if the system explains this alert is high severity because it involves credential access and matches the patterns seen in previous attacks, users are far more likely to trust the recommendations. So, transparency helps users understand the reasoning behind AI outputs. Okay, so looking ahead, we are starting to see the next evolution of enterprise AI. Today, humans still play a major role in evaluating AI outputs, but in future, AI systems can themselves participate in this process. So we are moving from systems that involved governed autonomy, if I can say that, towards a system that can evaluate other AI systems in real time, detect hallucinations automatically and more promptly, learn from production feedback, and continuously monitor their own response reliably. In other words, evaluation will become a built in capability for the AI systems. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. When we talk about AI today, a lot of discussion still focuses on model capability, larger models, better reasoning, more powerful architectures. But in enterprise environments, the success of AI will not be defined by how powerful these models are. It will be defined by how well we can measure them, monitor them, and ultimately trust them in production environments. Because organizations will only scale AI systems that they can trust and produce the value. On that note, I want to leave you with one small experiment that you can try later today. So, next time when you use an AI assistant, try something simple. Ask your AI assistant to explain a topic that you already know very well. Once you get a response, then ask yourself three questions. Did it miss any important context? did it invent anything that wasn't accurate, or did it oversimplify something that actually required the deeper explanation? What you'll often discover is that AI can be incredibly useful, but it still requires human judgment. And if you try this small fun activity, share one thing about what AI got wrong, right, and one thing what it got wrong. And don't forget to tag GSDC. It's a simple way to start thinking critically about AI outputs. And with that, I would love to hear your thoughts and questions.
Thank you so much, Vaishali, for this amazing session today. Very informative one, I must say. And that's it. As we are open for the Q&A, I would love to read questions for you, as I can see some questions in the chat box. And meanwhile, I would like to inform all the participants I do have some great announcements. So stay till connected till the end and drop your questions in the chat box. So as we still have 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to cover your questions. So that's it. I'll be reading first question for you. So Sanbul is asking, what skills should professionals learn today to effectively work with AI and Enterprise Copilot in the future?
Okay, so yeah, this question is definitely there are multiple skills that you would want to learn depending upon so okay, let me just zoom out and think about traditionally how our software systems used to work. So there wasn't just the development, there wasn't just the evaluations, it was also about your own interest. Like there are different areas, like if you are interested in AI building, or if you are interested in the product AI products invest engagements, or you understanding how the product will go to success. So depending upon your interest and your uh, your area of expertise, I would say there are different jobs, or there are different skills like PM, product management, for AI systems. There is, and if you are, I think specifically if you are asking about the building AI models, you should definitely be learning the very basic thing, which is prompt development, prompt engineering, that will help you to work effectively, or fine tuning these prompts to understand or get the reliable response and more trustable response from AI systems. But other than prompts building or prompts engineering, you should definitely be looking into evaluating how they should be evaluated, as the framework that I also talked about in my chat, right? So how you will um, um, build it, deploy it in production. Second, another important aspect is it's not just about building the models, it's also about how you are going to deploy them. So another skill is about deploying, AI systems, so ML engineering, AI DevOps. Um, what else I can think about? Yeah, these are, I think, on top of my mind right now. Preetham, next question.
Yes, Vaishali, I'm tracking the another question. I can see we have got it from Madhusudana. What percent of overall effort can go into evaluation? In the evaluation process, what percent can be automated? Any guidance on this?
Okay, so I would say the same life cycle that you follow for development, the same life cycle should be followed for developing the AI systems as well, or developing the evaluations of the AI systems as well. So, for example, when you start your development, any of the development tasks or research tasks, you start with the understanding and thinking what should be built, right? And I would say, or I would argue that at the same time, you should be thinking about what all metrics will be useful in evaluating this particular use case or this particular model that you are going to build. And the next, when you develop these, you will get some responses. And in the POC or proof of concept, the evaluations will be easier. But when it is about deploying a system that can evaluate your AI model, it's again following a life cycle of the model itself. So it will involve the analysis or the thought brainstorming about what metrics should be used to for the evaluation task, what models should be deployed. It can be, using multiple models to evaluate the same tasks based on multiple metrics. um, if you like, you can actually look at my Google Scholar or Semantic Scholar. I have some papers on this, how the evaluations should be performed, or how LLM or what all LLM failure modes or the jailbreaking as well in exist. But I would say the evaluations shouldn't be looked as a side activity which can take just maybe additional 10 minutes or x amount of time. It should be given equal importance as we give to model building for doing the actual task. And in terms of how much of it can be automated, so I would argue at when you go to production system, you can't really uh, hand manually analyze or review all of the AI responses. So evaluation is the only option, or automated evaluation is the only option once you go to production. But yes, based on use case to use case, or severity of that use case, you can define how many times the responses in a day should be evaluated, and how many responses should be evaluated. And then there are some statistical techniques that you can use. So just for an illustration, when any of the e-commerce companies, because when they produce any of their ASINs or products, those products are produced in bulk. And because not all of the products can be evaluated, only a sample of them is taken, and then a statistical way of how we can extrapolate that um, sample response or sample evaluation, how we can extrapolate to find out the efficiency of the entire population. That's another thing that you might want to look at, because these are the things very important right now. That I think one of the skill which the other user was asking, which I did not mention at that time, uh, is about statistics. So uh, when you work with AI systems in the real-time environment, there are a lot of uncertainties that can come, right? So statistics is also one of the skill, I would say. If you are good at it, it's really gonna come handy when you deal with those uncertainties.
Thank you so much for the detailed explanation, Vaishali. Moving forward to another question, we have got it from Sanjay. How is the evaluation different from AI ethics and governance?
So AI ethics and governance, I wouldn't say it's completely different. It is a part of AI evaluations, that the response should be ethical, and it shouldn't, for example, it shouldn't involve any of the abusive words. It shouldn't hurt any sentiments. So evaluations, when you do any evaluations, then AI ethics becomes, it's a sub part of those evaluations. It's not it's not just AI ethics.
Great, thank you so much, Vaishali. The another question we have got it from Dufera. Considering that AI serves mainly as an assistive tool, what competencies, user practices, or prerequisites are required on the user side to effectively leverage enterprise AI copilots and fully realize their business value?
Pritham, can you repeat this question, please?
Yes, absolutely. So the question is, considering that AI serves mainly as an assistive tool, what competencies, user practices, or prerequisites are required on the user side to effectively leverage enterprise AI copilot and fully realize their business value?
That's an interesting question. So I would add that even if you are using AI as an assistant today, uh, human experts, the human oversight is very important. So as a user of that, or as a partner to that assistive tool, I would say that your own oversight of those responses, your own knowledge and expertise in understanding whether the AI response is accurate, complete, or hallucinated, or if it is useful or not, or whether you need to take another step to make it, or to make the action more useful for your use case. All those things are still required. So human expertise isn't going away. And for business outcomes, I would say that the human experts are still required in the system, should be involved until we achieve that full autonomy. But right now, if I always say this term, governed autonomy. Governed autonomy should be there. The responses shouldn't be followed blindly. If I answered your question. If
Yes,
you have
absolutely.
any more question, please feel free to mention it in the chat window.
Yes, and also, dear participants, you can reach out to Vaishali. I've already shared her LinkedIn profile link in the chat box, so feel free to reach out to her if you have any further questions, and if you want to discuss anything related to this session, feel free to reach out to her. And do let us know if you have any further questions for our speaker. Otherwise, we can proceed with the closing. And before that, I would like to tell you all I do have some great announcements, so stay connected till the end. And I can see we have got one question from Jerry Hoon. Can the Copilot AI have a probability of integrated with ERP system like SAP for better visualization of analysis?
Um, so I'll need to first understand which Copilot AI you are using, because there are many Copilots which are introduced in the market today, uh, but I haven't really used all of them. Depending upon which platform you are using, it might have that integration capability, but you might want to read the documentations.
Great. Thank you so much, Vaishali, for answering all the questions so far. And that's it. We are on time. We'll be stopping here with the Q&A. And I would like to request all the participants, feel free to reach out to a speaker, or you can also drop your questions across all of our GSTC blogs, and we'll make sure that one of our subject matter expert is getting attention towards it and getting back to you with the answers. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session, being here. We're really grateful for your encouragement and engagement. And dear Vaishali, before I take the handover back, do you want to share some final thoughts with all our participants today?
Yeah, I guess my final thoughts would be, if you have any idea, or if you are evaluating AI systems in your organizations or in your practice, and if you would like to discuss it more, you can connect to me on LinkedIn. This is my QR code provided here on the slides. Yeah, looking forward to seeing your responses on the 60 seconds challenge. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vaishali. We would love to give you a big thanks for being here and sharing your insight and covering one of the important topic today. That said, we would love to have more sessions and more collaborations with you in the future. And that's it. I'll be taking the handover back here. So, dear participants, please allow me a minute so I can quickly share my screen where I mentioned that I do have some great announcement. So, this is regarding the today's featured certification. The session we had on related to that, we do have the certification programs for you. You can go for AI Foundation, AI Tool Mastery and Agentic AI Domain Specialist, AI Strategic Integrated, AI Guardian, AI Change Evangelist, and Leadership Advocate. We do have this certification program available in the GSTC. Feel free to use this promo code, which is AI20, to get 20% discount on any of this listed certification program. If you need any further assistance with this, kindly get in touch with a learning advisor. You'll find the contact details shortly in the chat box. I believe that I've already shared. You can just have a look into the chat box. Also, you can check our website www.gstcouncil.org to get more information and to check other offerings that GSCC has for all of you. And this is regarding the utility tool. This tool is really amazing. We have got such amazing responses from our previous participants. So feel free to check this tool out. You can use this AUG100 as a code to get 100% discount. So what this tool is about, those who have joined us for the first time, I would love to tell you all, this tool will help you to level up your profile. It will help you to improve your LinkedIn profile score, your AI skills score. It will help you to build your personal brand as well. And this has a feature where you can where you can actually create AI generated resumes as well. So do check this out. I've already shared the utility link in the chat box. Wrong slide. And I'm happy to inform you all, tomorrow we'll be having another incredible session with our speaker, Joydeep Kanjilal. He'll be taking us to the topic that is AI agent for code quality enforcement. So do join us with the same time slot and with the same registration link. So here I'm happy to make the another announcement that we'll be having the continuation of the learning and development series, building future ready skills, strong leaders and business impact. This is happening from 16 to 28 March 2026 with the time slot 10:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time and 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Do join us. As you can see, we do have this incredible panel of speaker lined up for this series. And in case if you're looking for any speaker opportunity at GSTC, feel free to share your speaker profile with us. We are happy to proceed further in case all the criteria gets met. So you can write to me directly at preetham@gstcouncil.org or my colleague Pratibha @gstcouncil.org. As you can see, we do have a global platform like Learning Capsule, webinar, and podcast. And I'm very happy to share this update with you all. We do have the partnership where if in case if you're looking for any partnership with GSTC, whether it's B2C, direct professionals, channel reseller, more authorized training partners, accredited university academy partnership, or enterprise level partnership. So feel free to reach out to our relevant SPOC, which is mentioned in the slide. You can take the screenshot of this slide and you can reach out to the relevant SPOC for any partnership inquiries. And this is our platform, social media platform, where you can connect with us over LinkedIn, check our WhatsApp group as well. We do provide the daily updates on event, webinar, and boot camps over there. Also, we do have the WhatsApp community group where we specifically mention all the new certification launches information. So please do join us over all our social platforms. And everyone, thank you so much for joining today's session. I hope to see you all for the upcoming live session. Keep the same engagement, and we would love to see you for the next session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Aishali. We'll see you again for further sessions as well. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, Pritham.